Hello, everyone. Good morning, good evening, and good day to wherever you are from to watch this live streaming with us. Welcome to Geeetech 3D Maker Salon, episode 26. So today we will have a special guest with us. His name is Neil Woodman. Welcome, Neil, to be with us today.
Hi there.
Hello, Neil. Yeah, today, for some
Hi
of
there.
you,
It's great to be here.
I would like to introduce a little bit about 3D Maker Salon. Is that this is a weekly program that we are having to aim to encourage more 3D makers to join us on live to share more experience and also exchange ideas through this platform. So we welcome to any 3D makers to share your ideas here. And so if you are joining here, you can welcome you to share your opinions or ask any questions on live. Let me. I think today for this, as you already know that Geeetech has moved to a new location. So it's been quite a while that we, it's been 2 weeks that we had not held live streaming. So this is like a break, resume to back to the normal after a break, we could say that. So if you are joining us, welcome you to, we need your help to maybe share this live streaming with more of your friends. Hello, Martin, welcome to join us. So maybe this is too late for the European friends. So if you are watching this, I really appreciate that you are staying live with us. Hello, Norm. How are you guys? Yeah. So.
Hi everybody.
Hi everybody. So if you are, so this to make this live more active, so you. We would appreciate that you can share this live streaming with more friends. We need your support. I will share with share it to a few groups as well.
I shared it out around everything yesterday.
It's because sometimes it's always good to share when we are on live just at the time. So if you are joining this, please do share with your friends and your group. What time is it there?
Here, it's getting on for 12 o'clock midnight.
Yeah. Oh, great. We have a Nomad and the Gold Trail. We have currently have 5 friends with us. I'm going to share with more groups and maybe now it's just too early. Let's wait a little bit to have more friends to join.
No problems. We keep people entertained until then.
Yeah.
Do we need some juggling?
Oh, Neil, you're dancing.
Oh yeah, you can keep them entertained. How is everybody out there? Are we good? I can't see any of the comments. Hang on, we got a chat going.
We have a.
There we go.
Yeah. Hello, everybody. Yeah, today our topic would be something related to your empty spools. So let's ask a quick question. How many spools do you have currently? I mean, empty spools.
Me?
We're asking everybody, yes.
Millions of them. Millions of them. Everywhere. Too many spools. Too many spools. And what do you do with them? What do you do with them? I mean, there's only so many fairy lights that you can organize.
Yes.
So much bunting that you can wrap up. What do you do? Is there a solution?
Yes, definitely there is a solution. Okay, so now I believe everybody have their own ways of handling the empty spools. Today we are going to have some just new ideas from Neil's side to share about his experience of how to recycle his spools. And just before inviting Neil to introduce about himself, some small background about him is that he himself is a design engineer and is having 3D printing hobby himself, and he is also a game lover in his spare time. So when connecting all those dots together, that makes what he will gonna to introduce about what he does with the empty spools. So I believe this would be something quite interesting for just it not only gets the concept of making the full usage of the spool, but also to learn something about how to have this, how to make the most use of it. So let's invite Neil. Can you introduce a little bit more about yourself?
Hi, I'm Neil. I'm from Digital Taxidermy. There you go, there's a website as well. I'm Neil from Digital Taxidermy. Now, I'm here today to talk to you about spool towers. Spool towers. Yeah, they are towers of your used spools, right? Now, the story of spool towers wouldn't be good to begin without beginning at the beginning. So, when we started Digital Taxidermy, we began with our Kickstarter, Our Dystopian Future. It's a wonderful thing. And in there, we did lots of little buildings themed like vehicles, scatter terrain. It was where our first big themed buildings came out, organs, limbs and things, and the pleasure pods, along with some of our more popular vehicles. After that, one of the stretch goals, we were thinking, hang on a minute, there's going to be a lot of plastic used in this. In fact, we've used a lot of plastic Yes, look at all these spools that we've got lying around just everywhere. It was so bad, we were falling over them. So we thought to ourselves, what could we do with all these kilos of plastic? So we were thinking of designing a modular hab block anyway as a building. And so we created little facades that will place into the spool all the way around. So you have your empty spool, you have like a little case, and then it fits in there, and then another one and another one, and then you can stack them up. So we did that. It was quite interesting. And in the months afterwards, Theo, who's my business partner, came to me with an idea, and he had these little. In fact, this was it. So
wow.
This one here, this very one here, was what he came to me with. He said, we should do something like this. So I instantly dropped everything. It was like, yep, this is what we need to do. So we sat down, started to design lots of other towers. So we've got this one at the top here is, in fact, Ye Olde Taxidermy Shoppy. This is most of the parts to the observatory. Martin actually has done a complete one. You know, you can start to create various pieces of scenery very easily with just very thin shells. So I can show you here. We have a very thin shell, and that's all it is. It's 1.2 millimeters all the way around. It prints without supports, no supports required, and then you just slot them into your spools.
Now, how long does it take for you to print it for make this one?
To paint it?
Print it.
Or print?
Yeah.
Oh, to print it. So the printing time takes quite a while. So one of these panels can take, what, 2 hours, 2 to 3 hours, depending on the detail. They're a solid piece because there's no infill, but there's only 3 perimeters. So all of these pieces have only 3 perimeters all the way around. So what that means is you don't have to mess about with your slicer settings. So these have been designed to be completely support free, right? No supports required. And you don't need to play with your slicer settings. You just drop this in, press slice and go. Yeah, so you don't need to change your support settings. You don't need to change your wall thickness, your infill and everything to get to use the least plastic. It's all in the design already. So our thought was to make it as user friendly as possible.
Yeah,
yes, sorry.
It's always great to learn about creative ways to recycle or reuse like some plastic stuff. So I think this is not only very environmentally friendly, but also very creative.
So one of the, thank you very much. I appreciate that. One of the things that I really love about 3D printing and additive manufacture is that it is such little waste. Actually, the process itself is such a low waste process, but every kilo that you use, 200 grams of that is wasted plastic, you know, that either goes to landfill, rarely gets like recycled. What's Geeetech thinking of for the future of spools?
Currently, I think we are also trying to find a balance between, you know, to have the best quality regarding of the like printing quality results, and also environment friendly. So we needed to find a balance to create to make filaments.
Yeah.
I
mean, the hard part is how do you transport it?
Yeah. So like in the past, we do have like.
How do you transport it? Because if it gets tangled. Sorry.
Yeah, we do have like some did some survey and asked some questions from friends regarding different suggestions, like for the size, for the spool designing itself, the material like transparent material or carbon board materials. So we need to take consider different aspects and then make a decision to compare.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you've got to do the testing, because I assume as a company you go through millions of these.
Yeah. So we have a lot of feedback from the user side, but from company side, we also have something to consider as well, like for the shipping and the making process, and so all sort of things.
Yeah, reliability.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, do you take the solution that provides a greater reliability? You know, because reliability is important.
As an engineer designer yourself, how do you what would be your most important element considering to using the spool, like empty spools?
Well, I mean, the spool as a delivery device is great because it enables you to hold the item, it doesn't tangle, and obviously it gives it protection. I mean, the only other sort of thing would then become if you end up creating filament at source. So the printers start using not filament, but just packets of beads, you know, from a hopper. So it's sort of that way you're not then having to transport a filament, you're transporting just pellets. So it doesn't matter, they're just in a cardboard box.
Yeah. But
it doesn't solve the actual problem there, but
they are quite of different ways of reusing the empty spools. I guess our actually yesterday I already had asked some of friends about it. Some of them just goes send them to schools and then people use them for like schools can encourage the students to make them to do the craft work. So this is also like a one way of
Yeah,
doing.
they're great.
Yeah. So
I
just
mean, they are great material. You know, they are great material. It's solid, and if you can make use of the shape, then it's totally a usable piece of plastic. But the only problem is it becomes waste when all it is a transport medium, and that's where these come in, because then it gives you a purpose for them. So there's other things that you can do. I mean, we're looking at the next generation of these as well, but I mean, again, you can create something that will fit in them to serve all sorts of purposes. So you could put like drawers, you could make them into paint racks, you know, racks, stands, display things, terrain, and models. They lend themselves to them perfectly. There's lots of things that you can do, just add imagination.
Yeah, imagination make it work. We
Well,
have
exactly.
some
So
questions
that's
from
where
audience side.
Okay, cool.
Oh, we have one friend here. He is thinking about how to reuse failed prints. Have you ever had some idea about this?
Well, there's lots of ways that you can do things. Before I had a 3D printer, I was looking at plastic recycling. And, you know, me and a friend were just toying around with things that you could do with plastic. So we'd get like old milk bottles and bottle lids and then heat them up in the oven and then put them into press molds and just like squeeze them into a shape. Now you could probably mold something like this with it. What we know is that if it's 3D printer plastic, then its melting point is, if it's PLA, it's like what, 190 to 210 degrees. So you could heat it in the oven to about 100 degrees, 120 degrees, and then you could press it into molds, make things like trays, dishes, pots, cups. I don't know, you name it. Like, you've then got the plastic again to reform.
Idea.
But you will have to then create a new production method. Other than that, you're stuck with grinding it up and getting a filament extruder, which really, by the time you've invested the money into the filament extruder, you're not really saving anything. All you're doing is being like, I'm not wasting anything.
Yeah, that's true.
But there's groups out there. There's groups out there called, one of them is like Precious Plastics, and there's loads of like anti-plastic or plastic groups, and some of them are a bit wacky, but like some of them have got some really good ideas of ways that you can recycle plastic without equipment. Because unlike metal, which needs really high temperatures and expensive tools, plastic you can do at a low temperature and just mold it into shape.
Martin, you say you will need a screw feeder for this to make.
Sorry, I didn't catch that.
Oh, Martin is saying for make to like reuse this like failed prints. like you said, to heat it to the certain temperature, and you will still need a screw feeder.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you would still need to press them. Like there will still be a process involved. Like you won't just get it. It won't become molten liquid. It becomes a soft, malleable ball, and then you can press mold it into shapes.
Yes. Can you see the comments in the screen?
No, I can't, unfortunately.
Oh, William is saying.
I'm trying to bring them up. Hang on.
I think there is a little bit of delay from like what before we said a little bit delay.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. I got it. I got it. I can see them now.
You can see them now?
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
So William is saying like issues with pellets is they need to be dried when then color added.
Yes.
Yeah, that's just a way to go, a new ideas for us to consider. I think that's a good idea to mention about it.
Yeah, I mean, so what one of the realities is about these sorts of things that we've been using, and it's not just in this industry, it's packaging all over, is that we've got to hear by following the rules of design. So the only way to move forward is to start thinking outside of the box.
That's the way of
and that's really the key thing. Yeah, you're waiting for the next. What's the next big idea? Like, what's the new thing going to be in packaging and transportation? And that's going to make the difference. For the moment, it's trying to reclaim what you can from the materials that pass through yourself at the moment. So if you want to cut down on waste, but you like to 3D print, what are your options? Well, plastic reclaiming is one of them. But yeah, an extruder and making filament from it is probably not the most efficient way of doing it.
Yeah.
Because if you gathered up all your waste for a year, it's probably only about a kilo, if that. Even unless you've had some real spectacular failed prints, it's not a huge amount.
Yeah, just a way to idea to consider for.
Yes.
Like I think currently there are some company like they are having two parts for the filament when they make it. Like one part is that the empty spool can always be reused to have some refill filaments. So that's actually, I think, is the best way for making the most use of the spool plastic and reduce the waste.
Yes.
But if somebody
I mean, any time that you can actually, you see, at the moment we use the term recycling, and recycling is not a great word. Like, to recycle something means to take something from the top and put it back in at the bottom. Now, we don't really do that with most things. Like, what we do is selective remanufacture. And we take some things out of the top and then we mush them off and then we build again. Whereas if we can just take the thing from the top and put it down the bottom, then you're creating an actual cycle. And now being able to reuse spools directly, you know, send them back to the manufacturers, or, you know, if there's like, because it's a global thing, if there's like global collection depots, to get them back so that you're not producing more spools.
Yes. I actually came up with a word is like an upcycle instead of recycle. Maybe upcycle would be the better word for like a new idea to use it.
Upcycle is what we're doing with these. So we're taking it and we're turning it into something else.
Yes.
So
can
then
you show us your
more value?
What you have designed with the spool for? I mean, you have printed.
Yeah, no problems. So I apologise, people. We haven't got as much stuff left. We put it together at a shortish notice, but we've got a few bits here. So this one here and this one here I've shown you.
I'll give you a full screen.
Ye olde taxidermy shoppy. So yeah, you've got the fantasy style there, and then on the bottom here we have the Ramparts base. Now again, these are all just 1.2mm shells, and then they are glued in there, and we've got little pieces to create a pocket for it to sit in. And then also included in the STL packs is little strips to cover up any joins that there might be. Now, we've done a whole load of other ones. This one that we've seen a couple of times already is Dead Fun. This is from our shops and kiosks. So there's like 4 different kiosk fronts and 4 different shop fronts. Something like that, and you could then create a little market with them. This is just some extra parts that we've had here. So this is the log base for the dice tower. So you put the spool on the top, you can chuck a dice down through, and it comes out. And this is from the observatory. Not a complete one, unfortunately. These, as I say, this is what we've had still here. Now, this is what I printed out as a bit of a demonstration. So this is the sci-fi power plant. So you can see here, these are all stackable in any order. Whoa, hey, which one's the queen? Where's the queen? Anybody see the queen? Right? So we can stack these up all the way we like. But I like them like that. Okay. So all spools are slightly different. Now, even in the Geeetech spools here that you guys provided, this one is a bit wider than these two. So these are actually tight. They're not even glued in. So these are just push fit, and they're wedged in there, nice and solid. These ones, however, are a bit loose. So one of the things that we created to solve that is on our website, we've got a scale calculator. So with the spool tower system, there is a rather comprehensive set of instructions which will tell you how to work out the height for here to go into here, and what percentage you need to scale it up in all directions to make it fit. Okay, sounds complex, isn't really. We've got lots of things there to help you out. So we created a scale calculator, which if you go to www.digitaltaxidermy.co.uk, hang on, that's www.digitaltaxidermy.co.uk, you will be able to see the scale calculators, a link to them at the bottom. And then you can scale these up.
Does it mean like you can make your different sizes of STL file for like one single design you have?
Yeah, so we created so when we took on this challenge, one of the things that we knew is that all spools are different. Not all spools are created equal. This one is a different size to that one, which is a different size to that one, which is a different size to that one. Now, if you're trying to make a product that you want everybody to be able to use, that relies on them making changes, then you need a good set of instructions. So
Great.
all of our designs have been done keeping in mind that people will need to scale them to make them fit the different spools. That's why we chose the 1.2 millimeter wall. Yeah, thank you, thank you. Yeah, it was quite a challenge to undertake, because not everybody is going to be able to work out, hang on, why doesn't this fit? This should fit. Why doesn't it fit?
So as you mentioned about this
theory,
I came up with an question is, how many scales do you have to fit the market so far?
Sorry, sorry, what do you mean? Do you mean how many of these? How many of these?
So take one example for one design. How many different scales do you have? Different sizes or types of
well, we've just got one. We've just got one. Yeah. We've just got the one. So in order to do this, we had to choose what we decided to call a standard spool. Now, a standard spool ended up being 200 millimeters diameter, right? 55 millimeters in between the two flanges here, and 80 millimeters diameter across here. So those became our standard spool measurements, right? And
so
that was what we designed all of these to fit. Yes, so now that we have the dimensions that the spool was designed for, and you guys can all play this along at home. If you go to www.digitaltaxidermy.co.uk now and go to scale calculators, you can go to the second one, I believe it is, and you can put in the height that it is between here, and you can put in 55, knowing that this is 55, and the scale converter will give you a percentage that you need to scale up to fit your new size. So the calculator's right there, it'll do it all for you. All you need to do is know how big these are, which is in the instructions, and how big this is, which you can do with a ruler.
Okay, I just shared your website, so if anyone is interested in having a go with this test for the spool tower, you can.
Please do.
There are some free spool towers tests available in Neil's website, so you can check it out.
This one, the free one is this one. You get a lovely little fantasy shoppy to do your taxidermy.
Yes. For the for the spools, how many different designs do you have now in total?
Oof, what of spool towers? I think we've got 16 different towers or 16 different themes, and they range between 1 and 5 layers. So actually that leads on quite nicely to one of our questions.
Yes.
Do you want to do one of the questions for
yeah, we
amazing
can have
prizes?
Yeah. We can have it. We can have it one first and then more later. So we're going to have a quiz now. So for the quiz, we have we will pick one winner for the question. So the winner will get one Geeetech filament and one special prize from Neil.
Digital Taxidermy's mega bundle.
Neil.
This contains all of the files from our dystopian future and the one you've all been waiting for, spool towers. So you too will be able to recycle your filament spool like a boss. Amazing prizes. Amazing prizes. Okay. Are you all ready for your first question? So you are going to have to look at the website. This is why it's going to take them a little while to work it out, right? If an average spool weighs 200 grams, how many kilograms of plastic will you save by making each of our spool towers? You can use the image in the shop as a reference. Answer in kilograms, please.
Neil, can you repeat it once again?
I can. If an average spool weighs 200 grams, that's 200 grams. How many kilograms of plastic will you save by making each one of our spool towers? Yeah, so you'll be able to see the images on the website page. From there, you can find out how many spools. There you go. That's a little fun one. That'll be a little fun one.
Can you give a hint of?
Can I give a hint? There's a 0.4. There's a 0.4 in it. Well, that's okay.
While we
they
are
can be
waiting
having a look for that. What's
friend's answer, we will look at some of the comments that we had.
Yeah. So a big part of the design of these, when we were thinking of them, part of the design brief was that no single layer should use more than 100 grams. So we gave ourselves a budget to work to. So the shapes that we could and the amount of plastic we could use doing it was limited. Interestingly, when it went to Kickstarter, is everybody wanted loads of high plastic ideas. We've not got the right answer yet.
The filament should offer a money back when people return the spools. They can be reused. I think that this is a good concept. Good way to go.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that I think should come back in a lot of different industries, because I mean, we can remember it being done with bottles like long ago, and then it stopped, and then it's like nothing gets taken back around. We don't have the infrastructure to have drop-off points to just filter these things back to where they need to be really. When that gets put in place, like, it can make some big changes. The big problem is it has to be cost effective for companies to collect all the old ones.
So
rather than, is it cheaper to collect the old ones than it is to buy new ones?
Is that the shipping fee is expensive if you want people to ship that back to companies.
Yes.
So that is something that's.
Yes. Well, I mean, this is the thing about standardizing spools, because then it doesn't matter whose spool is whose. If everybody used the same spools, it doesn't matter whose spool it is. The spool can be refilled in the country that it's in.
Yeah. Martin is saying you aren't seeing my A30. Martin can share more.
Yeah. No, nobody's got the answer yet. Nobody's got the answer yet.
And if nobody got the answer, we can skip the question. Or you can give some hint. So the next big thing would be.
I mean. So, I mean, I can give an instruction is count the number of spools that you see in every spool tower product, including the new one, Lost Biolab, and then multiply it by 0.2.
Okay, let's look at the answers. Oh, we have 100, 200. Wow, so many answers.
Okay. I did
Whatever
only prepare
number
3
sounds-
questions though, so I'll have to try and think of something to replace it. Do we just want to go for the answer?
Yeah, you can reveal the answer.
Do we just want to go for the answer?
You can reveal the
Okay,
answer
so if you look through the shop at the pictures, there are 42 spools, including the ones from the Lost Biolab. So that makes a grand total of 8.4 kilograms of plastic. There you go. Fun fact.
Yeah. So it requires a little bit calculation.
Yes. There we go.
Oh, mentioning about so you already have the ST file for making upcycling the spools. So what do we needed to prepare when we wanted to do like creative upcycling spool? What else do we needed to prepare to print something like this?
What do you need? Okay. In order to create your very own amazing spool tower display stand and multi-level modular terrain system, you first of all need to take a breath, right? Read the instructions and take those measurements. Once you've taken those measurements, you'll be able to scale these like a boss. Once you've done that, slice them, print them. These are designed specifically so you don't have to do anything to your print settings. No supports required. There's no infill. There's no nothing. It's just walls, right? And it will be just walls pretty much no matter what your print settings are. Okay. You can also print it in 0.6 mil nozzle if you want. Obviously, you'll lose a little bit of detail. But because they're 1.2 millimeter walls, that is an option. So once you've measured, you put that into the scale converter, that's in your slicer, press slice and go, put it into your printer. That's all you need to do until your printer's finished. Then
awesome idea.
You're going to just pull your spool. You just line them all up. You can put a little bit of glue along. Some of them have got a built-in brim, an internal brim designed in, and that's also handy for gluing. So you can put some glue in there. Just normal super glue. Tuck that in around, and then you got yourself one of these. If you scale it a little bit, or it pinches it, here's one I completed earlier, right? You're able to stack these up on top of each other to create a platform. Now, here's the fun part. With these ones, we created little clips with railings. There we go. Little clips with railings, so you can hold the layers together. And once you've done that, once you've got these clipped on, you need a whole bunch more as well. They can go all the way around. Some of them are a little tighter than others. There we go. There you go. go, and then that is all connected. Then the other thing that we did was, okay, you've got the towers. How do you get up to the towers? So you've got little stairs, and these are all little slide-in joints. So these all print out in separate parts, slide together, no glue required. They all come apart again. That's one of the things that I've messing around with is glueless construction. So effectively like Meccano, my own construction sets. Doing things like that has been something that I really.
We have some spools like this already printed. How do we play with it? Like, what's the playability like on tabletop battlefield?
Well, okay, so here you go. You got your brave little non-specific sci-fi warrior dudes, right? Boom. They've just turned up in a town. Whoa, town full of big old buildings, right? What's in the buildings? We don't know. But up here, there's some other guys. And they're going to shoot at them. And then you roll dice and you really hope that you roll sixes because ones are no good. Basically, these are then going to enable you to go to any gaming table at any place where you usually go to play things like Warhammer 40k, Necromunda, Kill Team, Fallout, Judge Dredd, any of these tabletop miniature games. You'll be able to take a bag of painted up spools that you've done in various things, and you'll just be able to make stacks of towers. Yeah, so you'll have a really vertical board. It'll look like a dense urban environment, or you can do a couple of feature towers. We've got some which are industrial looking, so like the power plant and the silo. We've got fantasy buildings like the ale house and the wooden tree house. We've got dice towers. So the dice towers, as I say, you've got here, you've got these. So this terrain here, you have your tree house top on there. There's you can drop your dice down through the top. It rolls out at the bottom. It's terrain for the game. It's also used to play it. So there's a whole bunch of uses out of there. It's also quite handy as a miniature display stand. So with these sorts of ones, I've also created a 3D printable bearing. It's just a simple roller bearing, but you place it underneath and then they'll turn around really easily. So you can put all your miniatures that you print for Dungeons and Dragons or Warhammer 40k or whatever it is you play, and then you can stand them all in a display case on one of these things. You can turn it around, you can see all the things. You could even motorize it if you wanted to. I haven't done that, but you could.
Like a toy, just like a toy for kids. But it's for
toy for kids?
Gamers.
No. These are tactical war dollies. These are tactical war dollies for really mature. Yeah, for really mature grown-up people. Yeah. Tactical war.
Martin is saying if you are not into gaming. What if people are not into gaming? You can also use for garden ornaments.
Well, you know, if you're not into gaming, then I would say to you, have you, let's get into gaming. But yeah, I mean,
Oh,
you could use them. So,
speaking about
sorry.
this, like, except designing something for gaming, do you also design something else for other, like 3D printing STL files?
Yeah, so we've done a few things. Like we've done a couple of logos. So companies have come to us and said that they've got a logo and they want a model made out of it. So we took their logo away, did our interpretation, made a model, sent it away. Everything's great. Now, one of those companies was called Yum Yum Tree Fudge, which they'll be quite happy for me sharing that. Just Google Yum Yum Tree Fudge. You can't miss them. Best fudge in the world, guaranteed. They're amazing. But yeah, so we did their logo. We just recently did another commission for another logo. The bunkers that are all on the website, they have been done from commissions from people who do model railway. So scale modeling. We do commissions for all sorts of stuff, but for the most part, it's aimed towards you know, railway or gaming scenery, like what we do. But it's not where we're going to be staying because we have the power to design anything.
Great. Great to hear that.
Sorry. Ugh.
Oh, do you design this by yourself or other people do that?
I would love to say yes, but no, I don't design all of these myself. We are very lucky to have Theo. Theo is my co-founder of Digital Taxidermy, and he does all the cool designs. So basically, if it's functional and it works and you don't need glue to put it together and it's all cool like that, right? But if it looks good, like it, and you think it's crazy, Theo did it. So, you know, that's where we're at. I do a lot of the practical stuff around his design, checking, quality control, communications, all that sort of stuff. I do a lot of design work, but tends to be more where we need to solve a problem. Theo comes up with ideas, creates amazing designs, has a brilliant imagination, and the two of us basically work quite well together in that respect.
Okay, great. Always great to have partner.
Yes,
Matt
yes.
is saying that
We've recently spoken to her about coming and
should be able to different shapes.
yeah, we have done. Yeah, we have done. So you've got these ones, which is the laser jail. So the laser jail here. So you got that, and then there's a front piece goes in there. But this goes in a hexagon around it because nothing says sci-fi like hexagons. And we've got some ramparts that we've done is four-sided. So I think that's a square as well. So yeah, we did consider various other things to do. One of the crazy ideas, you might want to sit down for this one. We've started thinking, what happens if you do this? Oh yeah. So that could open up a whole dimension in spool taxidermy.
Mm. What would be your future plan for to fit your own hobby and also fit also other 3D printing hobbyists needs?
What, where are we taking spool towers to?
Yeah.
I mean, spool towers is going to keep running. So it's a fairly easy idea for us to keep going with. Not only have we got all of the things available there on the website as it is, but every time we do a new product release, that line of product is going to have its own spool. So the Lost Biolab has its own spool tower as well that's themed to sit with the Lost Biolab Kickstarter. So it's going to continue to be a thing. We might very well go and do a spool tower too at some point. You never know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's basically, we got a lot of feedback and suggestions from the first Kickstarter and from the Spool Tower Kickstarter, and we've got a lot of things to chew over about which direction to go with the next gen. But we have got some really interesting ideas which do move things on a bit from the spool towers that we know and love.
We'll be looking forward to your more innovative, creative ideas for this.
Yeah. More spool towers.
We have some comments.
So,
look at.
I mean, I can show you. Yep. Bookend.
Spools are round.
Watermill could work.
What is watermill?
That could work. So uses water to turn a wheel to grind flour, grind wheat to make flour.
I know that. So you designed something like that as well.
Yeah, I mean, you could do. You got the wheel like this, and then that's your water wheel, and then you got a house over here, and then a lighthouse, that'd work. Leaning tower of spools. I don't know. There's loads of different things. There's loads of different things as possible. I think though, if we do another spool tower one, we'll probably run out of round things that we could do. I think by the time we end up 30 different spool towers.
Maybe cities should accept spools that can be shredded and then used to patch roads. Oh, that would be a good idea as well. Suggest some suggestion.
I mean, if your local authority,
government.
Yeah. Hey, if your local authorities will accept that as a road filler, then
maybe,
yes.
I think
Yes,
it would be
I'm
creative
definitely for
that
it.
you have a like
It's
spool
the
road.
difficult thing. Yeah. Well, the difficult thing with any of these recycling things is the usage. Like, it's, you want to try and keep it in an ability to be reused again and again for as long as possible. And the problem is it just isn't cheap enough to use an already manufactured spool in comparison to what it costs to produce a new spool. And that's crazy. That really is crazy.
Yeah, that's what we say needs different companies' efforts, like shipping company, the user, end user, and also government.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those. It's a holistic approach that's required, like a full top down. I mean, effectively, we're talking about, you have a plastic producer, right? The people who make the spools. So they're producing the spools super cheap to be able to sell by the millions to a company for packaging, filaments, or whatever, right? Now, they are not responsible for where the spool ends up. Their only responsibility is to sell as many as they can for as cheap as possible. Now, while that is your biggest motivation, you're never going to be able to generate that sort of systemic change. And that's the real issue. We need to change a certain way of thinking and legislative process to enable these things to, for it to be less economical to buy a new thing than to use the thing that's already been manufactured,
Yes. Matt says, please keep us updated if you have some new ideas.
Absolutely will. Absolutely will. You can keep yourself updated as well. If you go across, we've got all the social media. So we have got the Facebook, we have got the Twitter, we've got another Facebook group instead of the page. We've also got the website. We've got a YouTube. We've got a Twitch. We've got probably an Instagram, and probably some other things as well. But one of the things that we do have, we absolutely totally do have, is a newsletter. And if you get yourself on that newsletter list, we don't bombard you with loads of stuff. There's things every now and again, but one of the things that there is discount coupons and codes, people. Discount coupons and codes. So get yourself on the newsletter list so you get informed about anything that's coming up, and get yourself a deal.
Yeah. Now, do we have more questions for the quiz session to ask audiences to answer? Can get some.
Okay, we're going to go to question 2.
Prize. Yeah.
Okay.
So we will have 2 more, right?
We're going to go to question 2. See, yeah, I've got 2. So I've got this one and another one. I mean, I can let you write the next question. I mean, we've got 3 codes to give out, so you can give them out to whoever you like. It's fine. Okay. So tonight we have the power plant. Woo! We have the sci-fi power plant. Now, the sci-fi power plant is something that we came up with. Everything that we have done in the sci-fi world is something that comes from a sci-fi universe are making up ourselves called a jolly fine dystopia. Now, we've got lots of stories and everything in the news and blog. So when we launched the Spool Tower Kickstarter, we wrote a story about that spool tower. Okay, what is the source of the energy for that power plant? Right.
Okay, the second quiz
You're here
for everybody.
You can get the answer from our blog section. Repeat it again. Okay, tonight we have looked at the power plant spool tower. What is the source of energy for this power plant? You can get the answer from the blog section.
The energy for the power plant. Yeah, I already typed the question. So anyone have any idea, you can type the question if you're a winner, you can win one roll of Geeetech filament and also one prize from Neil.
You can get yourself one of the Digital Taxidermy mega bundles, including our first Kickstarter and our Spool Tower Kickstarter, all bundled into one great big mega bundle. Don't miss out.
One last question I would like to ask Neil. From your perspective, like what would be your suggestion for like filament manufacturers like Geeetech?
Well, I mean, I assume. I mean, I'd be interested to know actually. Like, I mean, as a filament manufacturer, what do? You get in pellets, and then you have your filament extruders, and you're effectively turning the pellets into controlled filament. Yes? No?
I think we have some measures for.
Because you don't make the plastic or form plastic other than to get, like, you know, the ingredients and then extrude filament. You don't create your own. You don't create any of the other plastic packaging to go with it, or do you?
Currently, no. So it's like it's just a different like percentage of the chemicals. Mixing.
Yeah. You've got your own secret recipe. Yeah. And then you extrude the filament, but you don't manufacturing processes like molding or press molding to create anything like that. I mean, it's got to be one of your biggest expenses, surely.
For the spool part. I think the spool part we don't make the spool by ourselves.
Yeah. So I mean, like, even buying it in, I mean, geez, I mean, I have no idea what the actual math is, but it'd be how much it costs you guys to make spools every year. Because to get rid of that as a cost, you know,
this is
do we know how much you guys spend on spools?
I have no idea now.
Yeah. It's like, I mean, the thing is if you look at it in that, and then you turn around and say, whatever solution that you work up, right, to get that cost to near enough zero, then whatever that number is your budget. It's like, right, here's 3 million. We've got to stop using spools. Go crazy. Don't spend it all on beer in the first week, you know. I that would basically what I would do, and make that your target, your budget by what it is that it costs you on spools every year, and then you give a team of people that money.
Okay. Think now I cannot hear you, Neil. Guys, can you hear Neil? Not sure if Neil is muted or. Cannot hear you. Yeah, I cannot hear Neil. Maybe he is muted. Maybe Neil, you can open your.
Hello.
Oh no, now it's okay. Yeah, now it's okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Right. Woohoo! There we go.
Just have two.
Let's fix it.
Two sound.
Oh. Hang on.
But it's okay. I think. We have like we're also almost the end of the live streaming.
How's that?
Yeah, now it's better. A lot better.
Woo! Yeah.
The voice quality is better.
Yeah, wicked.
Okay.
So yeah, I was basically saying is paying a team your annual budget for filament expenditure to find the solution is probably your best solution.
Okay, great. I will. When we have the meeting, I will share this with some company.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, it's the one thing that goes against you, no matter what. Like 1/5 or 1/6 of everything you send out of your door is guaranteed to go straight in the bin.
So everything will require calculation based on the cost and the budget.
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, just in quantity terms. So if you've got 1 kilo of filament, you got 200 grams of reel of spool, right? So that's 1.2 kilograms, right? So 1/6 of that is just literally waste. So if you can turn around and get rid of that major waste, you revolutionize the way that you do things.
Maybe, for example, if like I think the idea could be like if there is extra cost, then we can figure out some ways to make it up. For example, have some company to support it, or
your biggest thing is to get rid of the spool entirely, right? I mean, ultimately, you don't want there to be a spool at all. So it kind of leaves you with the thing of saying to people, you have a master spool, or you know, so you have your own personal spool at home, and then effectively you're strap banding the filament. But I assume that there's practicality issues to this, otherwise everybody would be doing it. So how do you overcome the practicality of spoolless transportation? Like, what is it that's impractical? Is it banding it up? Is it making sure that it doesn't come unbanded in transport? Is it making sure that the filament reaches the client without being all tangled? What's the issue with using no spool that means people still use spools?
Yeah. Good idea. Thank you for sharing your concept.
No worries.
We have some answers for the question, which I would need your help to select which one is correct.
Okay, I'm trying to bring up the chat box again.
So William said nuclear fusion power.
No, it's
Long
not.
said a fusion power plant. And Matt said gravity hole or black hole power plant.
Okay, so the clue that I gave is the answer is from our blog section, and there's the story about it.
Okay. I think I cannot hear you again.
So anyway,
no, I can hear you. Yeah.
Yeah. So do we just want the answer?
Yeah. We will reveal the answer if because it's been a long time, and then later I think we can, because we have you have 3 prize, and if we don't send out, we can ask on live stream directly who won the prize and ask them to type 1. Those who type 1 first will get the prize. How do you think of this?
We can totally give away the amazing prizes.
Yeah.
We can totally do that. That's not a problem. They're here to be given away. Amazing prizes. Digital Taxidermy. Amazing prizes. So anyway, the answer to the question: what was the source of energy for this power plant? Answer from our blog section. The story: the nucleus of outrage. It's outrage. That's the power source. So unfortunately, nobody got that. Nobody got that one.
No worry, we can. Okay, so we if anyone wanna get the prize from Neil for the STL file, you can type 1, and we will select 3 lucky friends to have the. We have William and Joe. Yeah, type the 1.
William gonna go and get himself a mega bundle, yeah.
And Matt. So we have 3 already submitted the quiz, the prize.
Excellent. There you go. That works.
Yeah. And besides, actually today, Neil also said that he will have some special coupon for anyone if interested in
amazing prizes. Free money. Today we're giving away free money, amazing prizes, Digital Taxidermy, amazing prizes, free money, people. Can you pass it up? I'm sure you cannot. So Digital Taxidermy today, amazing prize day, Digital Taxidermy is giving you £10 of free STLs to the first 30 people to use this code in our shop. Conditions first, the value of your house may go up or down. This won't make you more attractive to women. Valid until the end of Sunday. One use per customer. £10 only off of STL purchases, not bundles. The code that you need to gain these amazing prizes from Digital Taxidermy, free money, is thank you, capital T, thank you, dash, Digital Taxidermy with a capital D, and a capital T.
Okay.
Thank you, dash, Digital Taxidermy. Capital D.
Great. I already shared the code in the comments here. So so this code we will have 30 people to have 10 free coupon to spend on the taxidermy website. So this is for anyone who is watching a live streaming can get this. And also for Matt, Joe, and also William, I will send. Please contact me directly, and I will share with you the code later.
Nice.
For the price.
And
yes.
If you like the stuff, please do pop over to the Digital Taxidermists group on Facebook. It's kind of our maker group, people that are following us, supporters, guys who got lost on the way to the bus stop. You know, they all hang out there, and you know, we share the stuff that we've created and talk about things. So come and show us what you did with your free files and your amazing prizes. Digital Taxidermy, amazing prizes.
Yeah. So great. If anyone wanted to say thank you to Neil for his great preparation and also great time to share about what he has done with the empty spools. He has done great designs and also offering great free STL files for you to test. You can we can say thank you to Neil for his.
You're welcome. You're most welcome. Thank you very much for having me. It's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
There's worse ways. There's worse ways to Friday night.
Yeah. Thank you a lot for watching this. There's a little bit lag here from the live, I think. I hope that everybody can enjoy this live streaming, and well, we will need to see how to improve it still.
Yeah, I mean, I'll definitely start tuning in and see how things are going. But yeah, I mean, the format seems good. It's just getting the word out there.
Yeah, and from Geeetech side, we have currently some of the advertisement notice is that we are having some promotion on Amazon for in the US. So I only today this week we only share the promotion in US, which are already attached in the pre. You can see when you open this live streaming link.
Okay.
Yes. So if anyone is interested to know more promotion for Geeetech printer and also filament, you can check it out.
Yeah. Awesome.
That's almost the end of the live streaming, and I hope everybody can make the full use of your empty spools. Let's try to reduce the waste, and also no matter we can manage to like recycle the spool totally or not, either way we can find some creative way to like make it for other use, or we possibly can to tell the company or influence more company to maybe to manufacture like spools like in like refilled filament, and also like separated like spools for recycling use. Yeah, that's a great live streaming with Neil, and thank you everybody for watching this live streaming with us, and also sharing your opinions, and also thank you Neil for sharing your website free STL files, and also your coupons, as well as your great passion in 3D printing and also designing the STL files.
No worries. Thank you very much for inviting me. It's been a lot of fun. I've really enjoyed telling you all about spool towers and our crazy ideas for spool recycling. You too can be a hero. Save the turtles, save the whales, save the landfill, save everything, save money, get the spool towers, build all of them, put all your little models on them. It'll be amazing, and you'll have such good fun doing it. And do not forget as well, just around the corner is our new Kickstarter, The Lost Biolab, which we haven't had time to take a look at, but it is there. It's very good, and there's a spool tower in it, and you should really definitely check it out. So that's my recommendation, and I'm not biased at all. Digital Taxidermy.
Okay. I will also share about how to apply to be our. If you are interested in being a speaker in our 3D Maker Salon, I will share this link for application here. And if you also would like to, you are new to this live streaming and don't know much about Geeetech, and would like to follow and like Geeetech, you can click the link here. Okay, thank you guys a lot. I hope you will have a great evening there, or nighttime, or enjoy your time at work. We will end this live streaming soon, and we'll catch up with you another time.
Whatever time.
See you another time. Thank you, Neil.
I'll see you later. Thank you very much.